Hey Booksties, it's Friday. It's time to do my weekly reading wrap up where I go over the books that I read this week and let you know what I'm currently reading. So this week I read a total of 4 books, so let's get into them. The first book that I read this week was The Flame and the Frost. I absolutely loved this. I gave this 4.5 stars. This is the type of yearning that I crave in a romantasy. It was so good. This was best friends, like childhood best friends to lovers. And I feel like you don't see that in a romantasy very often. I absolutely loved it in this. This also has forbidden love because he is the prince and she is his captain of the guard. This has a warrior FMC who I absolutely loved. We have Fated Mates, a true slow burn romance. Really rich world building, political intrigue. I loved the dark magic in this as well. And just the lore and the history of the kingdom was really, really interesting. So at the beginning, there is a lot of the world building. So it could start off a little slow for some. I actually really enjoyed it though. It drew me in. I loved this world and the snowy setting of it. This is kind of like a Jack Frost retelling because Jack, our main character, he can control like snow and frost and make things like into ice and stuff like that. That's his magic. This also has a really great villain who I absolutely loathe. I love a good villain where I absolutely just cannot stand and hate them. Sometimes in romantasies we have a villain, it's like, okay, that I hate that person. But no, this one like was true evil. This leaves on a crazy cliffhanger, so I cannot wait to get book 2 because this one was so good. The second book that I read this week was Starfires Heir. I gave this 4 stars. This was such a great start to this romantasy series. She is thick though, so honestly, I felt like she could have been a little bit shorter. However, this has everything that I love in a romantasy. This has a lost princess, and she is the chosen one. We have fated mate, found family, forced proximity. We have a broody MMC. We have one bed, really good banter, and a really good slow burn. So this follows Alexa, and her entire life she's lived with her grandmother in part of the kingdom where there's no magic. She's being ripped away from her home and told that she is actually a princess and she is the lost princess of a kingdom and she needs to go back right away to save them. There's a prophecy that she will save their world. She goes back to her kingdom and she has to learn how to use her magic. She has to learn about her kingdom and about her people. And I really loved her. She was such a great FMC where she just never gave up and was just ready to learn and just ready to fight for her people in her kingdom. The magic system in this was really unique. I love the concept of the 7 channels and the connection between body, soul, and nature that felt really unique and fresh. I also loved discovering this world alongside with Lexa. The found family was really great in this as well. Overall, a very unique romantasy. Great start to the series, and I'm looking forward to book 2. And then I read the Ravenminder. I really enjoyed this. I gave this 4 stars. I loved this world. I love a good dark romantasy. I loved the animals in this, and I absolutely loved the FMC Azer. I'm saying that right. What fell flat for me was the romance. Couldn't really get the connection. There was kind of like a love triangle between 2 twin princes. I just don't like how things went about it. It's hard to, I don't want to give anything away, but there were some things about it that didn't really sit right with me. Then the ending was completely shocking to the point where it was not in Azer's character to make the choice that she made at the very end. So at the end, I was just like, wait, who is this? Like, this is not something that our Azer that we've been reading this whole book about, this is not the kind of decision that she would make. So I desperately want to read the next book though and see like what goes on after the choice that she made. One of my favorite characters in this book was her Rayfon, which is like a panther cat slash bird. His name was Six. Loved Six so, so much. She was just so sassy, and their moments together was heartwarming and also hilarious. Yeah, she was like one of my favorite characters alongside with Azer. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, I'm looking forward to book 2 because after the ending of this one, I need to know what happens next. And lastly, this week I read Curse of the Tiger Prince. I wanted to love this book so much more than I did, and unfortunately this was a letdown for me. So this is supposed to be an Aladdin retelling, and Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney movies, and this was not an Aladdin retelling. There were some similarities, but no. I did love the curse that Finn was under, where he turned into a tiger and then he could go back to a man like around the full moon. I liked that aspect of it. I liked how she kind of like befriended him as a tiger before she knew who he was. I did, however, enjoy the found family in this. There were some twists in here that were really good. Also, this is supposed to be a slow burn. I did not get that at all. I don't believe this was a slow burn. More kind of like insta love. Also, this is an urban fantasy, and while I do enjoy urban fantasies, I felt like it didn't fit in this one. We have a princess in the castle, and there's magic, and then there's cell phone. It just didn't really make sense to me. Unfortunately, this just wasn't for me. And I am still reading Rights of the Starling. I am hoping to finish that this weekend. I had to read these other arcs this week that were due. So unfortunately, I had to put that one on hold, but I am really loving it. I'm about 60% in, so really hoping to finish it either tonight or tomorrow. All right, well, that was my weekly reading wrap up. Let me know what you read this week, and until next time, happy reading.